That was Anti-Flag closing one of the stages tonight at Warp, but closing the main stage, Black Veil Brides. Andy.
Hello.
How are you, man?
I'm doing okay. I'm backstage. I'm a huge American football fan, specifically the team, the Bengals. I grew up in Cincinnati, and I'm currently watching the game while talking to you. The Bengals just scored a touchdown, are up 31-14 on Buffalo, so
nice. I'm
very happy. I'm in a good mood to speak to you.
Good, that's good. Well, hopefully you won't take up too much of your time. I don't want you to miss the game.
It's okay. The miracle of technology, I can speak to you and watch football. It's a wonderful thing.
Multitasking as well, I like that. So you guys are closing the West stage tonight, last band headlining Warp Tour UK. How's that feel?
It's amazing. I mean, we've been talking about it a lot today, the idea that we've grew up going to Warp Tour in the States and have obviously done Warp Tour a handful of times in the States, and getting to know everybody in production and getting to know Kevin and everybody. We've spent a lot of time with these people, but to be in the UK and it's almost like Warp Tour in an alternate reality or something. It's Warp Tour and it's all the people that we know and the bands that we know, but it's in a giant old building and it's indoors and it's a very different vibe, but it's still Warp Tour.
Yeah, most definitely is. Like I've only ever been out to Warp Tour in Europe, which is that's like kind of traveling back to the Middle Ages, to be honest with you. So I know that I know that this, I mean, how does it vary? I mean, you're a season pro on Warp Tour now. Like it's a whole traveling thing that goes for weeks.
Yeah, the thing about Warped Tour in the States is it's a really grueling tour. The heat alone, you're looking at 110 degrees Fahrenheit on a regular day, and obviously the schedule's different. The show starts at 10 a.m. sometimes in the States, so and it's a round robin schedule there, so you don't know what time you're going to play. So going into this is almost like it's Warped Tour, but it's without all of the weird outlier things. It's Warped Tour, but done in my opinion the best possible way. So not only is it a situation where we get to show up to the venue and see everybody that we know, and then we get to play late, and we've got our pyro and we've got our full show and everything, but it's also in the UK, which is for us a huge thing because obviously we have such a good relationship here with the audience.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, it is for people that don't know. Over in the States, the Warped Tour, there's like a lottery, right, every day. So no one knows what time they're going to be playing. It could be kids are turning up because they don't know when their band is playing. So they're there for the whole thing.
You never know. It could be. Last year it was. We generally played later in the day, but there'd be those times where Kevin would put us on at noon or something, and kids would be running to the stage.
Nice. Well, that's good. That's like a nice. That's like a refreshing thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually like playing during the day. There's something about it that's very, I don't know, there's an energy. It's before people have been bogged down from the whole day. So, but I think at this point, for us, because the way that it's set up with Warped Tour being most of the stages are pretty close here in the UK, I think people will still have the energy. One of the tough things about playing last in the US is that people have been walking around basically a field all day long and going to these different stages and in the heat. So by the time you play last, they're excited to be there, but they're mostly just about to pass out. So I think at this point we should maybe have a little bit more energy from the crowd. And again, like I said before, being able to bring our full, or not our full stage show, but at least as much as we could pack into the half a stage that we get here at Alexander Palace.
Nice. And I'm looking at it now. It's like nearly a year since the album came out, since the self-title came out. So how's that all been going? What are you doing? Are you already thinking about what's going to happen next? Have you got more touring ahead with this, or what's the plan?
Absolutely. I personally have been working on my Andy Black project, which I've been in the studio for leading up onto this tour, and we'll be putting out a single probably at the end of the year. But as far as Black Veil Brides go, we're going to wrap up this touring cycle. We got a few shows in the States, and then take a little bit of time to write. We've said before that one of the things that's always been upsetting about not upsetting, but just by virtue of the fact that we exist in the time that we do, is that you got to put out records very quickly, and there's not sometimes the ability to let the record really gestate and become the thing it should be. And so we really want to take our time with this next one, and I'm not saying we're not going to have a record out for a year, but we're certainly going to make sure it's right before we release it and do something that's worth release. Yeah.
So while you've mentioned it as well, I'd like to ask you about the Andy Black album as well, because I've been following things online. I know you've been working with Feldy, John Feldman, who's an amazing man and a beautiful man at that, and an incredibly gifted producer and songwriter. So, and I saw that you've had a bunch of people in the studio, but I couldn't figure out whether that was just people dropping by or whether that's people that are going to be on the record. I saw there's Gerard Way. I saw Ryan from All Time Low was in there, right?
Yeah, we've had, well, you know, it's all different capacities. Like Ashton from 5 Seconds of Summer came in and did a lot of the drumming and percussion, as did Ryan from All Time Low. But, you know, someone like Ashton was also did djembe and singing backup vocals. And we had Patrick Stump come in and do some writing and singing. And Gerard came in and played some guitar and wrote a song with me and Feldy. And, you know, it's been fun every day to have people come in and add their little bits of flavor, but you know, some key contributors like Quinn Allman from The Used has played guitar on most of the record, and one of the things about his style is that it involves a lot of really cool distortion and delay pedals and playing with the guitar, and that's something that, considering this is more pop-oriented music or more kind of dark wave music, it's fun to kind of have the guitar be almost a synth instrument. Nice.
Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing that, man, because you know you're in fine company and yourself as well. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, thank you so much, man. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay. All right. We'll have a good show tonight. We're going to play Black Veil Brides now. This is in.
I'll try. Who day?
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.